So, new ship design. I hope the Russian Cyrillic lettering wasn't too irritating on the thumbnail of the video. I think it gives it a certain Cold War aesthetic if I name them in Russian and write it down in Russian. So for this ship, I'm going to explain first what I want to do, then I'm going to build it. And different from previous shipbuilding videos, I already built the ship. How I want to go through the process again to explain to some new players how I go about it, and I'm going to make certain mistakes on purpose to show you how not to do it. So this one I'm going to call the Grach, which I think is some type of crow in Russian, the name. What I want to do with this ship is, it's supposed to be specifically built to fight garrisons and small ships, and perhaps some medium ships. So, I have the picture on my phone. I'm going to start building it. First, I'm going to block out the main shape at what I think I need with the regular hull pieces. Okay, I'm checking on my phone picture a few times. I actually wanted to do it live, but I wanted to test if the concept even works, and I really like that ship design. So that's why I'm copying it right now. First, I'm going to start with the landing gear. What I really like in this game, you can be really creative with your landing gear. You can just make it two legs like this, so you can give it extra spring in it. I like to do it like that. Okay, and I'm going to call it the Grach. You can see I got the bridge on the right side, it's asymmetrical. That's on purpose. I like to have certain asymmetry in designs, because I think the most efficient way to build ships in this game is to just make them spherical, because a sphere has the least surface area of any shape. However, where's the fun in that? Everything would be a sphere then, or something like a spherical cube. So that's why I like the asymmetry. Okay, the bridge is exposed to the side. And the main gun is going to be a 130 millimeters, because it's a good mix between not requiring too many components and being accurate, and it shoots relatively straight. Basically, the larger the caliber, the straighter it flies at a distance. You see, it takes one ammo box. Then the larger one takes already two. And now for some smaller pieces. Now for those, I'm using some of the reinforced passes. Now I'm going to make a mistake on purpose. Because the first instinct now, if you're a new player, you think, okay, if I have more armor, then the more armor I put on my ship, the better the components are protected. So I'm going to do that, and I consider it a mistake depending on what design you're doing. Having armor all around is not always a mistake, but in this case it is. So I want you to show why it is a mistake. Okay. Build that thing like this. Okay, now as you can see, the ship has not enough thrust to even start. Here's the thing about using armor. The more armor you put on your ship, the slower it's going to fly. And you're easier to hit target. Okay, so what I then did during my building process, I started taking out some armor pieces. And replacing them. And replacing them with reinforced hull pieces like this. And the flare piece. Now the flare piece is asymmetrical on purpose, because if you put flare pieces symmetrically around the ship, and you put flares, and a missile is coming in from here, and you get this flare pattern coming out. And the missile often gets confused between two flares and just flies directly at the ship. So you want to make it asymmetrical. So the missile has somewhere to go away from the ship. Okay, did I miss anything important here? Just checking my references here. I think it has all the pieces. Oh, now I notice what the mistake was. That area up here was flush. Bring back up here. One goes up here. That dispenser goes up here. Okay, I think that is the complete design. Just doing a double check. All the fuel tanks are in. Okay, now we're saving it. So now I'm going to start explaining why I built it this way. I'm going to do some combat tests to show you. Now the purpose of that ship is to attack small ships and maybe a medium ship, not large ships or not a group of medium ships. Because the difference here is if you fight smaller ships, the incoming fire volume is a lot slower than a lot lower than in the medium ship. And yeah, that's basically the main reason for it. So I'm going to show you. First, they fight against smaller ships like this. Now my tactic is going to be, I got 4 missiles. There's 2 ways to do it. I can shoot them right at the beginning, disperse them among targets, but they get most likely taken down by incoming fire. So what I do with them is, I like to get close to the target and then fire barrage while they're busy shooting already. Because then it's harder for them to intercept. So the purpose here is to be fast enough to dodge enemy fire and land aimed shots with the 130. Waiting for the first barrage. Missile, 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 missile. So now I'm getting between the barrages. See, now I took one out and already killed the second one. And I'm dodging, firing a flare, and dodging again. Oh, that was a close one. I'm using speed as my defense here mostly. That's why I had gaps in the armor, you see, my armor. The thing would be full armor, I would have much better protection, but it would be much harder to dodge enemy fire. So basically trading about 60% of my armor for some protection, which means the first incoming hit will get reflected by it. But I'm not counting on it protecting me. And the 130 is good enough to take out to fight smaller ships like this. So I think this ship fulfills a purpose, the specific purpose being fighting enemy garrisons. It means small ships only. If I play the campaign and I'm seeing medium or large ships, I'm trying not to bust this one out. I think it's cheap enough because I compromised on the price. I don't want it to cost 20 or 25k because there's better ships in that class I have already. And I'm going to show you what happens if you fight medium ships. That's already a critical case to use them in this situation. Because the incoming fire is of much higher volume. And they have better protection and everything. Good hit, good hit. As you can see, they have more guns. Come on.
Fuel system is on fire.
As you can see, this design is already limited fighting medium ships. So it's specifically made for garrisons, which mostly have small ships. And the engine is gonna... the guns are gone. So, there you have it, I think. I think it's a successful design. I like the asymmetry of it, and it has just one main gun and the 4 missiles designed to do some serious damage at the beginning of the fight and hopefully take out 1 or 2 targets. So I think this should conclude this one. And I hope I see you next time.